All right. Hi, everybody. This is Miss Kaitlin, and today I am going to show you how to draw a cat. So what we do when we are drawing a cat is usually we want to have like a reference image with us. So that whenever we're drawing something realistically or something that we know really well, like a cat. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and show you a reference photo that I am using today for the cat drawing. Here we go. All right, very cute, right? So here's my image of my cat. I'm gonna be kind of looking at this as I draw today. What I encourage you to do is also maybe go ahead and look up an image of a cat that you really like. I'm gonna be drawing it in this sort of same position, but you can really choose whatever one you want to do. So go ahead and find a reference photo. You can pause if you need to, and then come on back. All right. Now that you're back, I'm going to go ahead and have my desk shown for you here. So what I want you to do is go ahead and grab a piece of paper and a pencil. Now you're going to be doing this entire thing in pencil, but I'm actually going to be using a couple different markers just to make this easy to digest for you. You'll see what I mean by that in a second. There's going to be a couple of things that we're drawing. The first thing that we're going to do are basic shapes, and this is going to help place all the different parts of the cat for us. So it's kind of like a guideline or something to help ourselves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using an orange marker to show you where the basic shapes are going to go, but you're going to use a pencil and an eraser at your discretion. All right, for my cat today, I'm turning my paper vertically, and I am going to begin by placing the head. So for the head, I am going to start with the basic shape of a circle. Pretty big, I might add. Then for the body, now, cats' bodies are a little tricky to draw because they're kind of able to move in a lot of different ways. But for the pose that our cat is in today, we're going to kind of just do this very big oval shape. So kind of underneath the circle here, draw a big oval shape. All right, so there it is. Those are our basic shapes. Now what we're going to do is we are just going to make this a little bit easier for ourselves, and we're going to add in a couple of extra things just to help us place everything else. So I am going to go ahead and draw in the neck at this point. So I'm going to take my orange marker again, for you that's your pencil, and I'm just going to draw a line from the head down to the oval on both sides. Again, that's just to sort of help me figure out like, okay, head to the neck, sort of getting me my shape. I'm going to go ahead and draw in the paws right here in the legs. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw in a diagonal line here and here, kind of show the leg is kind of coming out as the cat is sitting. And then a circle for a paw. Now our other paw and leg is sort of hidden behind the body here because of the way the cat is turned. So all I'm going to do is draw a diagonal line down, and then maybe like a curved line for the other paw. Now this back leg is going to be a little tricky, but what I want us to do is I do want us to sort of add in part of this back leg that's kind of coming out. So go to about here on that oval, draw a curved line down and back up towards the body. And then another sort of circle or an oval shape for that paw. It's nestled underneath that leg. Now for the tail, you can plan it in the basic shapes if you want. I was actually going to do it in the next step, but for me, the tail is going to go right about here. And I don't really need a basic shape for that because it's going to be kind of an organic line. Now once you have all of these lines and you have everything planned out, let's go ahead and draw in the contour lines. Now the contour lines are sort of the outlines of the shape or of the object that it is that we're trying to draw, in this case the cat. So I'm at this point looking a little bit closer at my reference photo, and I'm checking to see, okay, well, I want to start from the head. What do I need to do? What does the top of the head look like? Is it flat? Is it curved? What shape are the ears? And going from there. For you, you're still in your pencil, but I am going to be using now a Sharpie, just a darker color marker, to help us draw out these contour lines. So I'm going to go towards the top of the head. I am actually going to follow really closely to my basic shape that I did here for the top of the head. I'm going to draw a diagonal line up diagonal line down for an ear. Same thing, other side, diagonal line up, diagonal line down to make a cute little triangular ear. Now the thing about cats' heads is they kind of have these tufts of fur, a lot of them, that sort of puff out from their face, depending on how they're looking at you. On some cats, this is more noticeable. Some cats have sleeker faces. Again, just like dogs, so many different ways to draw a cat. For mine today, I am going to go ahead and draw a diagonal line out and back in on both sides to sort of give that cat some fluffy cheeks. And then I'll just close off that head shape here. Next, let's go ahead and take care of the rest of the body, and we'll come back to the face later. Now for the rest of my body, I have decided, okay, for the neck here, I think that's pretty close to what I actually wanted. And then I am going to go ahead and again, look at my reference photo, and I actually see the cat's body doesn't completely curve in perfectly like my oval. Instead, what I notice is it actually comes down to about here where the body begins. It's more of like a diagonal line out, and this very just ever so slightly curved line in. That's sort of accounting for the rib cage of the cat there as it's facing us. Now what I'm gonna do is I am gonna go ahead and add in my paw and my legs since I'm already here. So I'm gonna go ahead and still very closely follow this line that I made, this diagonal. That's pretty on point with what was in my picture. Both sides. As for the paw now, I can follow the curve of that circle and sort of flatten out the line at the bottom. So instead of doing just a perfectly curved circular shape, I actually did a curved line, and then I did a U shape to connect. Then I'm going to go to the other side, kind of do the same thing, do a diagonal line down, following closely there, curved line, U shape connecting back. So you can see, even though I'm not using all of that basic shape, I'm using a majority of it, and it's helping me really place things. All right, let's do this back leg while we're at it. The back leg is pretty interesting. So what this back leg is doing is there's this chunk of like fur and sort of the body here that's folding over itself, and I think it makes a really interesting shape. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to go here, and I'm gonna, again, use the line I made for that basic shape and kind of almost swerve in a little bit, because I noticed that in my reference photo, the cat's leg is not perfectly like that. There's like a part of this bone or a part of this cat that is just not perfectly lining up there, sort of folding over itself. You can also see there, I kind of curved around and I did this curved line up to start for the paw. Now I'm gonna finish off this chunk here for that back leg. All I'm gonna do is a curved line down and connect back to the paw. At this point, let's go ahead and draw in the paw that's supposed to go there. So that's just going to be a curved line and then a U shape to connect. And there we have it. All that's left to do to finish off the body is connect our line here down to the leg, that muscle there. So I'm just going to curve down. And hey, we just got the tail left to do. So at this point, you can kind of decide the tail that you want. I'm gonna go for just, a regular straight cat tail. So I'm gonna go from here on my leg, that's where I've decided I want it to start. I'm gonna do a curved line up. Same thing, I'm gonna go just a little bit farther down now, do a curved line up, and then connect the curve. Now let's talk details and the facial features, now that we have all of these outlines done. Now for a cat's eyes, cats have these huge kind of, peering eyes. So I wanna make sure I kind of capture that in my drawing. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw a circle here just about in the middle of the head. I'm gonna do another one for 2 eyes. I also wanna go ahead and draw a nose. Now, depending on which way your cat is facing, if it's looking at you a little bit, if its head is tilted up or down, the nose is obviously going to reflect that. My cat, I think, is looking straight on, so the nose is gonna be just about here. So that's gonna be a horizontal line, and then 2 diagonal lines to connect. For the mouth, it's a straight line down. And then, of course, we know a cat's mouth. It's got a curve and a curve. And then I would go underneath even and draw a U shape to show the chin, the bottom part of that mouth. As well, if you notice on a cat, we want to show kind of the nose connecting back towards the face, towards the eyes. So I'm going to start from one end of my nose, and I'm going to draw a curved line up that touches my eye. Same thing, other side. You can, of course, at this point, add any further details you want to the eyes, like shine, of course, the cat's pupils. You can draw them big, or you can draw them like these little, kind of like a slit, or these little tiny ovals. You can add further detail to the ears, kind of showing that skin that's peering over from the other side, or adding in any fur or last little things. Now, what's important is that for the majority of this, you actually want to erase all of those basic shapes now. You don't need them anymore. So go ahead and erase all of those orange lines that I did. They should probably be in pencil on yours. And then I'll show you what your drawing will look like with all of that gone and just the contour lines and the little extra details that you've added. So this is what it can look like. You see, I've also gone in and added the individual toes for the paws. I've added in the little hairs that they have for their eyebrows, as well as a couple of whiskers. It might be kind of hard to see, but I did add little, dots here to show the hair from the whiskers coming out. So there you have it. At this point, you can color yours in. You can really color it however you like. Cats, their fur ranges from all sorts of different types of fur patterns and colors, as well as different sort of fur lengths. If you want to turn this into a fluffy cat, that would be amazing. Think about maybe what's going to be in your background as well. Is it outside? Is it catching something? Is it hunting? Is it inside playing with a cat toy? Either way, you should finish it up by coloring it in and then showing us what you did. So with that, that's all I have for the instructions for you today. Again, once you finish your project, please share it with us on our Fibo Village Facebook page. We would love to see it. And I will hopefully see you again next time. Bye.